Okay, this says we're live and we're about to find out. Your channel. That says live. Let's see if we're live and not squeaking. Your channel. There. Okay. We are rolling this morning, so let's record and start going. Good morning, happy Monday. This is Ryan with Coffee and Resales, where I sell books and toys mostly that I get at yard sales, garage sales, and thrift stores. Not a lot to talk about this morning. Didn't get a lot of hits Friday. No garage sale season hasn't kicked off yet because people still think it's too cold out, and that's fine too. So still just the occasional hit here and there from Goodwill. And I got a bag of a few things that I'll have to pull out and re-examine. But no crazy finds. I don't even know that I listed anything Friday, and I should have. Keep to your process, people. I should have posted the video and listed a couple things Friday, and I didn't get to it. And that's what happens sometimes. But process. Stick to your process. You don't have to do any thinking because it's in the process. And then you can get stuff out easier. The only hard part, but I'll get ranty first. Not ranty, but a little preachy on this for a second. The only hard part of reselling should be sourcing. That's it. That's the only thing that is hard. That should take work. Shipping, listing, photos should be as near an automatic process as you can make it. And the more you have that, and part of that is also storing things properly, where you can find something when it sells. That should be an automatic process that you've made easy on yourself. So all you gotta do is bing, bang, boom. Okay, now that I've lectured everybody, let's jump into what I sold and then what I found, and then we all gotta get back to work. Okay. I think this one was $7. Let me get back. I'm also. Let's see. Yep, this is $8. I think this is $8. U.S. Army Air Force is in the Pacific. I got this. There was a handful of similar genre books that popped up for sale at my local Goodwill. These are about half and half as to whether or not they are individual, like get $10 or more per book, or if you lot them up. They're always worth grabbing at $1 a piece or less, and they're worth at least lotting up at $3 a book. And I've had, and actually all these sold. I probably should have lotted them up because I probably would have sold them a little bit faster that way and gotten about as much money on at the end of it all. But I had 4 or 5 books and they all sold within a year. I think is about how long that one took. So $8 for that. Shout out to my boy, small time bookseller, for kind of turning me on to pay more attention to those and look them up and see if they're any good. So man knows what he's doing. So, and he's going to do better because he's retiring and able to put more money into this, more time into this, and he's going to do a pretty good job of this. So, next up is book bundle, Babysitter's Club, $14 for these 4. So these are the graphic novel, Babysitter's Club graphic novels. These are heating up right now a little bit. This is about the fourth or fifth lot that I've sold of these in the past year. I grabbed them and as long as the pages aren't falling out, I've sold them too. So, really good find on that. One of those I don't have to think about anymore when I snag them. And finally, this is one I thought was going to go for a lot more, and it didn't. But that's the way it works out sometimes. The Abdication of King Edward VIII. A vivid day-by-day record of the crisis as seen by an insider by Lord Beaverbrook. History sometimes sells. It does, but a lot of times it can be a long tail. I've had this book probably almost a year. I thought this was going to go in the 50s originally. I think there was a comp in that range at one point, but I put it up and it kept pulling it down, pulling it down, and finally it sold for 15. So it is a little bit of a rare book, I think, particularly in the States. So I was thinking it was going to go for a little more, and it didn't, but that's fine. And that's the way that shakes out. And you just heard a ding from my Facebook, because I'm in a Facebook group. I think this is like Marketplace. And I have a cash deal, because I'm selling Harry Potters for cash money. I think I'm getting $8 a piece on those. I'll have to double check. But I'm meeting a guy up today locally to sell those Harry Potter hardcovers that I picked up. They were $1 a piece, and I'm flipping them for pretty good. And I typically do really well, particularly with the Harry Potter hardcovers on Facebook Marketplace. I've sold quite a few locally, and I also have a pretty good success rate in some like book groups and homeschool groups. So I got those sold, and I have 2 viewers. Hey guys, let's see, couple finds today, and we'll jump into it. Okay. Let's go. A few books that are worth lotting up. Little Town on the Prairie, Laura Ingalls Wilder. These books worth lotting up, and particularly in some of the groups I'm in, is to get the Little House on the Prairie books, lot them up in resale. There are a couple of them, Little House on the Prairie and Farmer Boy, that are used by homeschool groups. By homeschoolers, because there's some specific material that goes along with them, and they're part of the curriculum. So I'm not saying they sell for a lot, but there's if you kind of know where to put them out there, you can move particularly those 2 books sometimes. Little House on the Prairie and Farmer Boy. But they're also worth getting all of them if they're in decent shape and lining them up. Who was, what was, where was, how was, books. These lot up okay. So those are neat to grab. Lot them up, sell them about $2 a piece. Sometimes I can move them also again on groups. R.L. Stine, Fear Street books. Minimum lot up $3 a piece, give or take. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 here, and this is going to be a good one to finally throw it in and put them up. Some of these are rarer, and I didn't look this one up yet. I just grabbed it because I knew to do it. Some of these are rare and can be in the $10 to $20 range. You just got to find the right ones. These are also some are in a real short series, and some of those when you have all of them sell better than the individual ones. So the sum is greater than the parts in some of those instances, but it's still not worth like going on eBay and grabbing them all separately, lining them up and selling them. You're not going to make money that way. There's not enough of a markup. But sometimes it is worth grabbing one to fill a set out, and so you got to run your numbers and see if it's worthwhile. And finally, This one was fun. I don't know if this one's actually worth a lot, but it was old, and I snagged it, and so I don't know what the year on this one is. But this is an older House at Pooh Corner. So it doesn't have the year on it, and I am not gonna assume the year. So this is like a reprint. So, but I snagged it. I think it'll be a good one to go with. So let's see how my sale is going. Okay, no, that's the meeting scheduled today with the folks I am selling Harry Potter books to, and I need to make sure that he doesn't need anything else as well. So that's it for today. I'll be hitting Goodwill later and hopefully finding some more stuff. Another quick note on Harry Potter books. As with most hardcovers, 90% of the time, you gotta get the dust jacket on. And they're not worth a lot without it. Actually, the dust jacket, if you get like a trashed book, this is pretty rare, but a trash book with a decent dust jacket, it may actually be worth getting it so you can get the dust jacket and put it on another book. But if they don't have the dust jacket on them, I don't get them. There's very few books that are worthwhile to get without the dust jacket. They almost have to be signed. And then go out and find another book with a dust jacket and swap it out. So that's how that works. For most books, if they have dust jackets, if they originally came with a dust jacket, get them. Make sure you got the dust jacket with them. So anyway, that's it for this morning. I got work to do. I got some boxing and packing up and some sending out, and then like my real job calls. So y'all have a good day out there.